Hello. Today I'd like to take just a few minutes of your time and discuss with you your food. Now, I can't possibly in just a few minutes discuss every kind of food on the planet, and I'm not going to try. Not only would it take years, but not to put too fine a point on it, we'd both be bored to tears long before we ever got into that list. So we're going to shorten things up a bit and discuss just the humble, simple orange. Now, everybody knows that oranges are good for you, right? That's what I was always taught. And if you ask most people on the planet, why are oranges good for you? The answer you're most likely going to get is, well, they contain vitamin C. And that is very true, they do. But is that all they contain? Of course not. The nutrients in oranges are plentiful and diverse. They contain vitamin A, vitamin E, a myriad of B-complex vitamins. They contain enzymes. They contain minerals such as calcium, copper, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, manganese, selenium. Well, there again, we're getting into a really long list. They contain things such as dietary fiber and pectin, and they contain a variety of phytochemicals. Now, the first time I ever heard that phrase, phytochemicals, what are those? I thought it sounded like the dialogue from an alien movie or something. So I had to do a little research to find out exactly what a phytochemical is. And quite simply stated, phytochemicals are those wonderful things contained in whole foods that our body requires every day that we simply don't have names for. And there are three things I want you to know about phytochemicals. First, they are plentiful. To give you an idea of how many there are, broccoli alone contains over 400 of these compounds we don't even have names for. The other thing is that we cannot reproduce them synthetically. Phytochemicals are Mother Nature's kitchen. End of story. And finally, even though we don't have names for all of these things, our bodies, being smarter than we are, knows what to do with every one of those phytochemicals. Now, why is it that this is so important? These different nutrients found in the incredible orange all work together in synergy to give our bodies many of the building blocks needed for optimal health. Now, years ago, I was always told that, yes, I needed vitamin C, and, well, I wasn't exactly great about eating a proper diet, so I thought, well, I'll take a supplement. I could go down and pick up a vitamin C supplement at just about any store. They were inexpensive and plentiful. You could get them in tablets, you could get them in capsules, you could get them in chews, liquids, you name it. And I thought, well, why does everybody make such a big deal about whole food nutrition when I can pick these up so inexpensively? The funny part of it was the container they came in gave me the answer. When I turned the bottle around and read the label, what they were listing as vitamin C was actually something called ascorbic acid. Now, what was ascorbic acid? Well, the nutrition industry would like you to believe that that's vitamin C. What I found out, I understood the basic construction of a molecule. Everybody does. I learned it in school when I was a boy. You have a nucleus. Around that you have a membrane and all the stuff in between that makes it up, right? So where does the ascorbic acid come in this molecule? What I discovered was that ascorbic acid was the coating on the outside of the vitamin C molecule. A very strong antioxidant that helps to protect that molecule. Very much like the paint job on your car. Sits on the outside and helps protect the metal from rusting. So if you were going to go buy a new car, can you even imagine being so foolish as to walk into the dealership and say, I want the red paint job, I'll pay you full price, but I don't want anything else? Of course not. If you're going to drive an automobile, you're going to need a lot more than just the paint job, right? You're going to have metal to make the engine parts out of, and transmission, and axles, and wheels. You're going to have things like glass for your windshield and your mirrors. What about rubber for the tires, the belts, the hoses, the various seals? Various types of plastics and fiberglass? What about things like a seat to sit on? Or a steering wheel to make the car go in the direction that you want it to? Can you imagine anybody being so crazy as to climb into an automobile and run it down the road that didn't have a braking system? Of course not. Now, what happens when we start eliminating those bits and pieces that we need? Can you imagine driving an automobile with no glass? Which would mean you would have no windshield, no mirrors. Could you do it? Well, yeah, you could. I don't think it'd be all that pleasant during a rainstorm. So why in the world would you choose something as simple as ascorbic acid, that one little teeny tiny piece of the entire vitamin C molecule, over getting the whole thing? Ask yourself this. Would you rather get your vitamin C from a whole food nutritional supplement where you're getting the entire picture? Or do you want the ascorbic acid that's just one tiny little piece of it? I think the answer to that's pretty simple, don't you?